We are live. What up, y'all? This is your man, Abuamerican. Gonna wait a little bit for this room to fill up. Let me get on my channel here, drop some links so people can see. Get on all social media. Share. Copy link. In the WhatsApp group. Bang. I'm gonna drop this link in multiple places and get people up on here. Drop it on my Twitter. Hey, what's up, you two? With two new viewers here. We just waiting on people, dropping some links around here, letting people know we're on, about to get started here in a couple of seconds. Feel free to drop your questions in in the Dropbox or whatnot. Let me get up on this here because even on YouTube, I need to get up on here so I can see what's going on in the comment section. See, look at this. I ain't never on like YouTube on a laptop. This is so wonky all of a sudden. It's as lumpy as like an overweight old chick.
Fat and old chicks need love. Stop that now.
Oh, I forgot. Fat is the new beauty standard. Speaking of which, man, did you see that craziness, man, with Cosmopolitan?
That magazine?
Yeah, man.
With the whale on the
talking about
front?
it for a while. I didn't go into it because so many people went in on it. I just figured it'd been saturated. The whole topic.
Right. I mean, I think what someone touched upon, I looked in the comments, I think what someone touched upon was highly pertinent, which was forget the fact that now they're trying to push, the hypergamous needs of the fat broads. How about the fact that it's just unhealthy to be fat? Like, how come no one's talking about that? It's just very unhealthy to be that size.
Yeah, it is. I mean, her joints can't be thanking her. That's for sure.
Oh my God, how's her heart? How about that fatty tissue about, you know what I mean? That blood, how about that systolic blood pressure and the resting heart rate? Oh.
Ugh. Ugh.
Probably has McDonald's fries floating through her veins.
Holy smokes. Her blood type is Fanta. Oh, man.
She pumps grape drink.
Grape drink.
That's great. Not only that. How about the fact that, what was it, the Miss Universe not too long ago? It was a transsexual that actually won. How the hell did that happen?
Hey, man.
Who signed off on that?
Hey, the reality is it's a man's world, and men are better at everything, including being women. So it's just obvious we was gonna win.
You hit it out the park with that one. That's filthy.
I got this network cable. This thing's about as long as my arm. When you use a network cable this short? I know I said I needed a short network cable, but whoo, this is short. I'm running over Wi-Fi, and I got this new connection from this provider, and it's kind of wonky, man. I don't like it. I'm about to cancel it and go with what's these guys called? Vodafone.
Okay.
I got this thing called Gigabox, and it goes over the electrical lines, man. You plug it in, and your internet goes over the electrical lines. It's crazy.
Okay, so what? You never lose signal.
Well, as long as the power's on in the house, you pay that electrical bill, you good.
Make sure you pay them bills.
Yeah, that's it, man. I pay the bills too.
I hope so.
So, anyway, let me just go ahead and do this because no matter what, this is going to upload. And people who come and watch this later are going to be just hearing us kicking it. So, as you know, I'm your man, your host, Abuamerican. This is Brother Hodge. Brother Hodge and I started a new channel, which I'm going to link to here eventually. And when I figure out the ins and outs of it, I'll broadcast live to both channels at the same time. Or because you need like a close to 1,000 followers, I think it is, or something, before you can broadcast live from a channel. So we're going to have to up the numbers on that channel. That channel is called Ironbeard Media RPM. So Ironbeard Media or Ironbeard Red Pill Media. But I just called it Ironbeard Media. So
yes, sir.
And we are going to be kicking it. And we're gonna let we're gonna keep you guys up on the up and up in the red pill world and what's going on, like fat chicks with blood type Fanta.
It's catastrophic.
It's terrible, ain't it, man?
It's horrible. I think what we should do is definitely I want to touch on that topic of the steroids you were talking about in that video. I think that's pertinent.
Yeah, let's do that right now. You said I got the village what? No, please tell me what you say about I got the village what?
You got the village ideology of what steroid use is. Classic, like from their textbooks. What I don't fault you on that. I think some of what you said was right. The abuse of steroids, no doubt, can be detrimental to someone's health. However, you just equated testosterone to every type of steroids, which everyone would agree who knows anything about testosterone is one of the mildest of the steroids. Now everything else you talked about, which we'll get into in a little bit, which was the the estrogen inhibitor, or the AI as they call it, and aromatase inhibitor, the HCG, which is for the gonadotropins to keep your testicles full when you're on testosterone, because like you said, it shuts down your testes. Those two, you don't even need to take those, especially someone later in life.
Wait. Sorry, repeat that. You don't need to take an estrogen inhibitor.
No, you don't need to take an estrogen inhibitor, and you don't need to take an HCG unless you're a young man and you still want to have children. If you're in your 50s or your 60s and your testicles become like flat like a silver dollar, no big deal if you don't want to have kids. You know what I mean? But someone who's in their 20s, let's say someone that, the average man, 30-year-old now, he needs testosterone replacement therapy. He's 30 years old. He probably wants more kids. So it's in his best interest to take the HCG. It's going to keep his sac full. It's going to keep that LH, which is the luteinizing hormone, going to keep that active. And that's going to keep his testicles full. And he's still going to be able to produce sperm to have kids. However, at your age, someone who's 50, a guy that's 60, been on TRT, testosterone replacement therapy, he's been on for 15 years. He doesn't want any kids. You don't even need that. Same with the AI, the Aromasin or the aromatase inhibitor. You don't need to add that in. You just need to moderate how much T you're putting in your body. So if you're putting too much T in, you're going to make more estrogen. So you just lower the T down a little bit. You got to find that sweet spot. That's what that is.
Yeah, but you're talking more like hormone replacement therapy now. When we're talking like bodybuilding, that's very different. You're going to seriously flood your system.
Well, no, but again, you don't need to use an estrogen blocker until you become symptomatic. A lot of guys don't become symptomatic. A lot of guys don't develop those high estrogen symptoms, so they don't have to worry about it. But it's the thing that goes with the whole village thing. TRT is horrible, or steroids are horrible, because you need to get on a bunch of other compounds. And what's understood is if you are using anabolic steroids, and I don't advocate that anybody use it under the age of 25. I don't say anybody that hasn't been in the gym for 2 years, they shouldn't be using it, because it's not a magic bullet. It's not a magic pill. It's not going to change anything if you haven't developed, healthy lifestyle, to begin with.
Yeah. But I mean, I basically said the same thing though, man.
I mean, you was holding the white torch, against the steroid users. You know what I mean?
Nah, man. I took steroids twice in my life, man. I'm pro steroids. I just can't do it because of my health, man. I messed up my heart and everything, man. I literally jacked myself up because I was doing hard cardio and everything while I was on that stuff.
No, that's good. That's another thing. That's good. You're supposed to be doing hard cardio on it, because what happens is when you start doing testosterone or any steroid, the number of red blood cells and white blood cells, they increase. So your blood becomes thick. So you actually were doing the right thing where you were doing cardio, so you can get that blood pumping through the arteries properly. Because if not, if you just do powerlifting, it'll just remain dormant, and you could develop a blood clot, and that's problematic.
Hey, let me just take a second here to say welcome, GK. The Sigma male. Been a long time since been like doing hangouts and stuff for a minute, man. So welcome, man. And Becky, man, what's up, man? Longtime viewer, follows me on multiple platforms. I think he follows me on every single platform. So, homeboy, yo, mad props to you guys.
So send him a shirt.
Yeah, I should send you guys like a shirt and a hat or something.
you know, the tiny shirts he be wearing in all his videos. Send
Oh,
one
they
of them
tiny
to him.
shirts. See why you get games here, man? See, there you go. I can't help that I'm full. I'm sorry.
No. I don't know. Maybe it's only in Germany that you have found the only department store which sells medium-sized shirts. But you need to put other brothers on where you be buying them tiny shirts.
Nah, man. No. These shirts, all my shirts are too big. It's like the first time in a while that my shirts be touching the biceps like this. They came naturally. Thank you very much. They actually shrank now that I stopped taking the creatine monohydrate. I like all that water weight left me now. So I'm like, I lost some of my gains.
Right.
Yeah, man. But no, I'm pro steroids. I just don't think anybody from you said 25. I think about 25 to maybe 28. You don't even really need to be looking at it. And I think it's also ethnic also. Because some ethnicities, of course, they produce less testosterone than others. So it's going to be easier for you to take it,
Right.
As opposed to some ethnicities that produce high testosterone. Like I read this study that they said African Americans, both males and females in general, not the females, in comparison to men, but as a whole, they produce up to 15% more testosterone than any other ethnicity on the planet.
Yeah, no doubt. And that's genetics, it goes back genetically.
Which probably explains a lot of the highly aggressive behavior of African American women. But
that's a nice dynamic, and I never thought about that.
Hey, man.
But then again, it all boils down to what type of, you keep quantifying steroids just to testosterone. There's different compounds, If someone wants to just do testosterone, then that's fine. If someone wants to do something else, which is, because testosterone on the scale, everything's measured up to testosterone, but it is by far not the most anabolic steroid out there. You got different compounds like trenbolone, which is very, very volatile on your liver, on your lipid profile. It will actually flip your lipid profile after prolonged use, which is the good, which is supposed to be high, now becomes very low. And the bad, which is supposed to be low, becomes very high. So that's dangerous. Okay. But end all be all is, if someone wants to do it, you need to do it, and you need to be smart about it. You need to do your research. You need to preferably do it with a doctor who's going to monitor you, because anything that is done without it being monitored is dangerous. Like the famous story of that woman who was a marathon runner. She drank nothing but water. She ran a marathon. She died. She died from water intoxication because she imbalanced her electrolytes. The sugar and the salt that she was, pushing out when she was running, she didn't put it back in, so she died. So what are we going to do? We're going to say water's bad? Sugar causes death. Give people diabetes. Young kids get diabetes. Now they dying. We banning sugar. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's a motive behind the attack on steroid use, but no one's attacking the steroids that the basketball players and the football players are using. No one's attacking that because it's entertaining. You know what I mean? But no doubt the athletes are using it. Ain't nobody at that level not using steroids. Everybody's using steroids. No doubt about it.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe that's a misunderstanding the way I presented it. But I am pro steroid. I think, I mean, I don't know if you ever taken it. You ever taken them?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah.
I don't know. Did you have the same effect as I did in terms of cognitive increase? I mean, I felt that my cognitive abilities increased significantly. I mean, absolutely. I'm talking my hand-eye coordination increased. My ability to think analytically and remember increased. I mean, everything was heightened, man. It was amazing, man.
Yeah, it brings you up to optimal status. Your entire body, the way it operates. Because what steroids do is there's a difference between steroids and, for example, HGH. HGH actually grows new muscle cells, whereas steroids, when you use them, it just increases the size of the muscle cells that you have, which is why when people come off them, they get smaller again. So what happens is when you use steroids, now you've increased the cellular size of all your muscles. That's increased endurance, that's increased eye-hand coordination, mental power, brain power, not to mention the fact that you feel so damn good, you feel unstoppable. And that is a determination and a willpower in your life now where you can tackle many things. You can put a lot of things, into use.
True.
Well, so I think everybody should. Me personally, and I'll just say this, touching, at the end of the topic, which is I think every guy, 30 years old, should get his test checked. No doubt about it. And I guarantee you that the majority of the guys will have low testosterone. And that'll explain their bad sleep pattern, the fact they have a lot of extra belly fat, the fact that even though they go to the gym 5 times a week, they don't find high muscle atrophy. That's just like, the muscle belly's getting full. And it's due to low testosterone, low drive in life, feeling depressed, not want to do nothing, just want to be a guy that works 9 to 5 and then die. It's horrible.
Well, I mean, I told you today about. This is like something for the YouTube guys too. I'm like seeing mad gains in the gym, man. I'm like killing it in there, but it's like I'm getting fat too, man. I got me a little belly, man. I don't know what the hell's going on. I got me got me a little belly fat going on. I need to drop it. This is recent too, But then I kind of know where it's coming from, man. Because it's like the past 2 weeks, I've been smashing like energy drinks, just trying to stay awake, working them crazy hours. Then I drink coffee with the energy drinks, and then
How about your diet? How about your diet at home? What do you eat, Abuamerican? Know what I mean?
I eat a whole lot of chicken, man. I'm black. Come on, man. I'm eating a lot of chicken, son.
Come on, man. If I said it, I'm white. If I said it, that'd be racist. I'm glad you said it, but go ahead.
Who don't like chicken, man? I say it like Chris Rock. Who don't like chicken and watermelon? Show me these people who don't like chicken and watermelon. There's something wrong with you if you don't like chicken and watermelon.
Straight up. But what do you eat? Let's say, for example, what do you eat for carbs? What do you get down on? You got chicken. What do you eat with the chicken?
Generally, I don't eat carbs with it, man. Generally, my carbs is ketchup, man, and barbecue sauce. That's my carbs, man.
The sugar, metabolize them as carbs. That makes sense. Okay, so no
sugar,
rice, no bread, no pasta, no nothing.
Now, sometimes I'll eat rice, and I literally eat like a handful. It's just not really my type of carbohydrate, man. Noodles, even less so. But in the morning, it's like every weekend, I get like cheese omelet, some halal sausages and French toast, man. I might have like 2 slices of French toast, man. That French toast. Son.
What about the chicken and waffles? I thought y'all did chicken and waffles.
Hey, man, this is Germany, man. When you talking about chicken and waffles, man, I got to keep it real out here. I got to be realistic about the availability.
You need to buy a waffle maker and teach them how to cook waffles. Teach your household how to cook waffles. I was thinking
about ordering a waffle maker, man. I might have to get a waffle maker.
Nothing like fried chicken and waffles. Come on, brother.
Can you do that? Can you use a home waffle maker and slap you some chicken inside the waffle maker and
No. You messing it all up. What you do is you fry the chicken first. And then you just make the waffles in a waffle maker, and then you put the chicken and the waffle on the same plate. Now you pour syrup all over the waffle, and what's gonna happen is gonna get on the salty fried chicken, which just tastes amazing.
Man, so that's how you eat the chicken channel. We're on the Red Pill channel talking about chicken and waffles.
Well, you better eat like a red pill man. Talk about I want some soy burgers.
Oh, come on, man. Soy. So, I'm trying to lose weight, man. You talking about syrup and waffles and whatever else.
Come on, you guys don't care. You got great genes. Thank your forefathers.
Yeah, man. I got people hit me up on here on this WhatsApp. I'm like, they come to view. Now they getting mad because they're like, you're not funny. Yeah. So anyway, what says GK says belly fat can often come from eating late night past optimal digestive times. Yeah, I do that too, man. I ain't gonna lie. But I be in that gym smashing though. Me in there dropping that weight. Got dudes in there jealous, putting evil eye on me, man. I got all sorts of knee problems and stuff now. Cats be just putting that evil eye on me.
Well, yeah, you bet. What the brother said. Eating late at night doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter. Your body doesn't know what time it is. It's still going to digest the food no matter what. So they're just trying to starve you. You eat whatever, whenever.
You know what I mean? Trying to starve you. GK is definitely, man. We gotta have GK on the show, man. GK is my homie on the WhatsApp side of the game, man. He keep me sharp on some ideas and be dropping stuff, man.
Nice.
Yeah, YouTube slept on him, man. Then they doxed him or whatever you call it. They bombed him what do you call these things? Video flags.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's like it's like the cyber version of ratting. What can you do?
Basically, it's snitching. It's cyber snitching.
Yeah, cyber snitching.
Hey, what's up with that anyway? Hey, you know what? And You know, them cats tried to cyber snitch on me, man. That's why I went over to whatchamacallit, BitChute, man. That's why.
BitChute,
That's why.
yeah.
As a backup, man, because them dudes, when I made the MGTOW series, them 2 MGTOW videos, man, the MGTOW boys went just like, you know, them SJWs, they tried to like dox me, man. They tried to like flag me. But YouTube was like, ha! I was laughing. YouTube wrote me an email and I was like, nah, man, you good, homie.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah. Because I challenged it and they was like, well, we're going to leave. It was the video of you cracking jokes about dudes saying, you know, you ain't alpha if you work a job.
Yeah, I think that is just that is that's a topic in and of itself. You know what I mean? Like let's bring it down to the meat and potatoes. The guy that made the video, was that alpha hiding behind whatever, you know, image he had on the YouTube, you know, speaking very generally but, you know, intending something direct? How alpha was that? I mean, come on. That in and of itself was beta. Like, why? Because I have a 9 to 5 job. I'm a beta. I mean, you know, let's break it down to the criterion. What's the criterion of an alpha? Whatever the hell he was talking about, sure wasn't. That's for sure.
Well, that's the thing. Rollo Tomasi talks about it too, and it's very true that, like, you know, the alpha beta dichotomy is very subjective. Dudes will make it whatever they are, you know?
Exactly.
You know, so.
Right. How many times has a beta, you know, cuckold defined alpha as what he's doing just for his ego investment when he's a douchebag?
He said he's douchebag. And it's crazy, man, because, like, it's like, I was pretty cool with dude for a minute, man. You know, we was pretty cool, and then he just dropped that on me. I was like, whoa, man. That to me came out of left part. You know, I didn't even see that coming. Maybe I should have, but I found that surprising, man, from him, you know, because he's a very analytical type of guy, in my humble opinion. When we watch his videos, very analytical, non-emotional, whatever, but you could hear the anger in his voice, and I was kind of shocked, man.
Yeah, he definitely got emotional and he came outside of frame. That was pretty funny. Watch a guy get like that. I like when that stuff happens.
You said that was funny.
And then that's why I told you to make videos about MGTOW. That whole movement right there, that's funny and it's felonious and it's a baloney. And you know, that's what they're doing is they're hiding. They're making it seem like they're stoic, but they're really, their emotion is in the title. Men going their own way. That's, to me, that just tells me that that's emotion. Oh, I'm going my own way. I don't even want to deal with, you know, bitches no more, whatever the case may be. That to me is very emotional. That you name the title of your movement involved with the women, men going their own way. It's implied that you're going away from women. So you even put the women implied, implicit inside your title. That's gay. Sorry, it's how I feel about things. I'm not down with that movement. I don't like it. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. You know, the thing is this, man. Excuse me. I don't even have anything against MGTOW. The thing, in general, let me say this. I still stand by my statement. I find it biologically to be like the antithesis of what you are developed and designed for as a human, especially as a human male. You know, the human male condition being one of polygynous state and nature. But these guys, they come out, man. A lot of the theories and hypotheses that are like pervasive in the red pill, man, they come from like MGTOW guys. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like Kellogg and JD Unwin talked about, when you like redirect sexual energy into something else, you become highly proficient in that thing, because a lot of energy is expended in reproduction, you know, and trying to reproduce.
Well, that's deep.
So I don't know. They come up with some pretty tight theories and they tend to hold water. I mean, but then again, like you said, the title says men going their own way, and then you focus on women, and a lot of your videos focus on women. So it is kind of like
Yep, like the whole feminist movement, which is, you know, there's definitely a correlation in my mind. The whole feminist movement is about, you know, obviously making, you know, women superior and men inferior in the process. But the whole feminist movement is about men. I mean, let's bring it. You can't even leave us alone. Your whole movement, you can't leave us alone. But it's about you. I mean, come on. It's funny. It's funny because if you can see the tree for the forest, you know, from the forest, then you can see the MGTOW. Me personally, I don't agree with it. I don't like it. It just it reeks to me of pre-homosexuality. I mean, where you going? Where you going? And you know me, we talk, I like to rant. And where you going, though? If you're going your own way, which is not in the direction of a woman, where is that going to end you up? I need an answer to that. I need an answer. Because if they've, you know, swallowed the red pill, you know, ideology, which is women are created this way, men are created this way. Men are created to spread their seed far and wide. If you running away from that ability to spread seed, where you going? Where you going? That's just a question.
I don't have an answer, man. You
Yeah.
know my stance on it. I think it's biologically like disingenuous. It don't make any sense to me. So I mean, I can't answer it. Is there any MGTOWs inside? We got 5 people watching right now, man. I didn't put my link out enough. But is anybody here MGTOW and you got an answer? Can you answer in the chat? 80% of MGTOW. Okay, GK says 80% of MGTOW are really incels. Involuntarily celibate. A true MGTOW walk away from women, but these dudes don't have any women to walk away from.
Right. So look what he's saying. Again, they're turning away from women, but emotionally still attached to them. That's incredible. Yeah. This is incredible.
That GK. I told you GK was deep, man. I told you GK had it, man. I told you.
What's GK stand for? Ghostface Killer?
Guy King.
Oh, all right. I was gonna say, let me find out. You got Iron Man in the comments.
Nah, man. I mean, I didn't mean to like trigger, man. I didn't even mean to trigger him. And get him all, up in his feels, because I learned a lot from MGTOW. I learned a whole lot. But
really, wow.
Yeah. When I first started out, listening to Sandman, but Sandman, he's too flash bling. He's got like just really short like intros, and some of his hypotheses and theories are kind of off the mark, but he's got a lot of good stuff. And that led me to Turd Flinging Monkey. Now, Turd Flinging Monkey, back in his original days when he first got established, he had a lot of deep stuff. Now I don't really listen to him anymore because it's like, as far as I'm concerned, he's reached the capacity and capability of like to come up with new stuff in regards to women and their behavior in specific. Because I was more interested in female behavior as opposed to like anything else.
Right.
In terms of like being on my mission, getting my stuff together, staying in shape and all that. I was already all on that, and that is really less. You don't even really hear MGTOW guys talking about that. He said TFM is legit gay. Hey, he banged that sex doll, man. It's a female version. Genji says that. He said, GK says, Sandman flags down other MGTOW competition who disagree with him. I lost respect for him. I haven't listened to him in so long, man. I can't really listen to him, So
Hey, Abuamerican, I want to bounce something off you. Let me ask you a question. Because the brother that I know, he's going through issues, and he's a little overweight, so I'm training him and trying to bring him down, get his mind right. You start looking good, you start feeling good, and people notice that, especially women, because when they're about to leave a relationship, they hit the ground running. Exactly. So they hit the ground running into the SMP. So my question is, I started thinking, and I think he got kind of offended because I told him, I said, well, because he's an Arab and he got general control of his relationship just because of the Arab culture and norm. You know what I mean? So I told him, I said, I said, I think a lot of your problem is stemming from the genuine desire being gone. And then I thought about Rollo putting that as the first chapter. You know what I mean? So do you think there's a correlation? And I value your opinion highly. Do you think there's a correlation between that possibly being the beginning of the problem starting in a relationship, that the woman is now, she doesn't desire you anymore? There's no more attraction.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, why wouldn't it be? That's going to be the same problem for you, conversely, with a woman. You know what I mean? I mean, when the desire is gone, what is there?
True that.
But the issue is this. Women, they do like pretty men and whatnot, just like you like pretty women. But, that personality is more important than anything else. So, because you see rich, confident, fat guys with like hot chicks, and they like the money, they like his confidence. It's not just his money, because in general, we know the average woman has far more sexual options than the average man. So the average woman who's like half decent looking and she ain't ugly, she's at least a 7. She's got access to men with money. So, what it is a combination of whatever got that man to his position in life in terms of power, money, and whatever else. He had to be a pretty aggressive type of dude to get that position. That's equally as attractive, if not more as attractive, as the money that came, that comes with him. So, there's something else there. It's always something else. You can get away. I wasn't in my best shape when I was in Qatar, but I had 3 women. I was actually, man, I looked kind of like, dad bod. I was actually worse than dad bod. But I was married to like 3 women who at least, as a minimum, fit like, at least 6.5 and up. One of them was like a straight 8, man. She was straight. Ooh, she was more than 8. She was about an 8.5, maybe a 9. She could be a model, man. So, but my attitude was everything, man.
Right.
And then when it fell apart, everything was good. It wasn't good. Let me not say that. I could keep it together when I was on my game, but then I lost my job. I started getting hit left and right, whatever else, and just things was like going all crazy. I had this big fat villa, and a brother was staying in there. I was getting rent from him, and I lost all of that stuff just from one day to the next. You know what I mean? Then I went down to like a single room apartment with like just a bathroom and a kitchen, and everything just it hit me as an individual, and so I started I was semi-depressed. And man, it's like at that moment, them women all bolted on me. You know what I mean?
Wow.
It was like roaches with the lights on. Because now that confident, strong guy, who was aggressive and was acting like he ran the world was gone. You know what I mean? But in my beta blue pill type mentality, I was like, these are my ride or dies. They're gonna stick with me. These are my girls, and they love me for me, and all that goofy stuff they try and teach you in the world.
Oh, and thought you had some relationship equity in the game.
Yeah. No. And I found out the hard way that's not true.
So let me ask you that what you touched upon, which is something else I was mulling over when I was messing with this client that I train. He's very well off, runs a very successful business, and like Rollo says, making achievements or achieving things don't make you alpha. You have your achievements because you are alpha. So the question is if an individual in his life is very successful, right? And Rollo, the principle stands that you got your achievements because you were alpha. How come that alphaness doesn't translate when you get into a relationship? Do you think it's because of the social conventions and the feminist narrative that has been pushed on us since we've been young?
You know what? I'm not sure if I can answer it in that context, but I can answer another one. I actually have a video on my channel on this, and alpha is contextual. And really, men talk about being alpha, but what alpha is, whether we like it or not, is what women decide is alpha. Because they're going to go for the apex. Let's replace, for this particular term, alpha, apex. Women are going to go for the apex men of their time. At one time, that was who could provide best. And that's what I hear when I hear MGTOW guys talk. The whole, whatever, 1950s when, you used to go to work and have your little hat, and you come home and she's there with the roast turkey and all that stuff. That was the apex in the past, and before that, it was whoever could hunt and kill the best. And in this particular time, the apex man, the alpha man, is very contextual. So you can be alpha at the job and you're the boss and you're you're going around biting people's heads off. But then the moment a woman bats her eyes at him, he falls apart and he loses himself.
So a situational alpha, really?
Yeah, it's very contextual. Then he leaves the job. Him and Ted, the mail boy, from the same place, but Ted from the mail boy is jacked. They go to the gym, and Ted is in there smashing away. It's raw, dropping 300 kilos, boom, on his deadlifts and whatnot. And everybody's like, damn. And now all of a sudden, Ted the mail boy is the alpha. You know what I mean? Now Ted the boss is gym, and they go with Alex. And Alex gets in the bar, and he's like the social clown, and he can AMOG anyone, and he can clown everybody. And now all of a sudden, in a social context, he's the alpha. And this is the problem with hypergamy, because now a woman is confused. She wants all of that in one guy. And it rarely exists. Wow. But modern society has taught women that you can have it all. One man has it all. And some guys do have a very good balance of everything. But, that's why they tell guys, go get ripped. Go get your money right. Learn game. Because then now they're trying to make guys everything that women in this day and age consider to be the apex man. So,
fantastic.
Very contextual, he might be the boss, as you say, in multiple senses at work and in his business. But yeah, the moment, some female, flash a hoo-ha at him, the dude just, I want to smell the back of her kneecaps. Oh my God, baby. And he's going buying flowers and chocolates, whatever, and she's, you know, she's banging Jack behind the trash can, and he's like bringing flowers and stuff. You know, it's just
Right.
it's just crazy.
You're right
man.
about that. Deep.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Man, what was we talking about? We talk about so much stuff, man. I don't even know. What else did we cover? There was something else I wanted to cover, man.
You want to bash on MGTOW more? Is that what you were thinking?
That's what you want to do.
Nah. Listen, I said what I said. Until I get a response, I'll put my number out there. Just don't prank call me if you want to have a civil conversation. I'm probably not going to listen to it, but I'll put you on speakerphone and walk around and do stuff while you're talking. That'll probably make you feel good. But
I'm gonna leave them dudes alone, man. Everybody's on them dudes, man. Everybody jump on them.
Yo, they should be outlawed as a terrorist organization. Men that don't want women is very dangerous, and they will probably do some wild stuff to get their point across, like flagging people on YouTube. Like, who even has the time to even do that? You see what I'm saying? This is what a chick would do. You break up with her, she call your job, so you stealing money from the office. That's what a chick gonna do. You used to make a video about MGTOW. Next thing you know, they flagging your videos. It's incredible.
It's crazy, ain't it? I can guarantee you a woman didn't flag that video.
Oh, she wouldn't have done that. No.
Or maybe they did. You know, it did have the video of that Indian dude whipping the crap out of his girl, man. But he was whipping two people. I bet you they flagged it because he was whipping that girl and not the dude, you know, because they was cheating.
Well, that's the other thing. I needed some context on that. First of all, I want to know what the hell he was beating him with. I need one of them jokers. And why he was beating
him. It was like a PVC pipe, man.
Oh, pardon me. That's good.
Anonymous Assassin makes a good point. Everyone why monks and priests are pedophiles. That's what I'm telling you, man. That's the point that I'm saying. You are opposing your biological state. You know,
exactly right.
It's
good
like,
point.
Let me go breathe water. You know, it's goofy, man. It don't make sense to me.
And that's the thing. How come nobody in the red pill world or in the manosphere, as Rolo would say, how come no one's giving it to him very, very hard? You know, they're sort of killing the flow, you know what I mean, and the movement, and now it's sort of splintered. And you got these guys over here and these guys over here, which, you know, you got to keep the meat and potatoes, you know, in perspective of what the core ideology is of the red pill. You know what I'm saying? You don't want guys trying to make this transition. They can be very confused. Okay, what am I doing? Am I listening to MGTOW? Am I listening to this dude? You know, I just think, you know, they should come down on him harder and just, you know, snuff the movement out. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. Anyway, coming back on to this, let everybody know what's up. This is Brother Hodge. I'm gonna be doing a talk show with him. We go as it stands. I do believe this is not guaranteed. Don't quote me on this. Nabil Aziz, from Becoming the Alpha Male, will be joining us quite regularly, if not as a regular, you know, featured guest. We might have like a few other people on the panel, but generally, yeah, we're gonna be doing a talk show and you know, dropping it with questions and whatnot. Anonymous Assassin says, monasticism is not commanded by the Lord of the heavens. Rather, he forbade it. If it and anything he forbids is inherently harmful to the creation. Yeah, you won't find me disagreeing on that, homie.
Yeah, good point. Yep.
It's like you can't argue with the creator about his creation. You know, if the guy who builds the motor or the motor engine says, don't put Coca-Cola in there, put, you know, 40/50, you know, oil, you probably should listen to him and not put that Coca-Cola in there. You know what I mean?
You know, a brother brought it up to me, and I think he hit the nail on the head. That the thing is, you know, for the Muslim community, that there's nothing really there for the guys, you know, to gain an understanding. And a lot of these guys are entering into long-term relationships. Obviously, girlfriend's not permissible for us, things like that. So a lot of these guys are entering into these relationships with damn near no manual. You know, I think this, what you do, what, you know, other guys do is imperative for brothers in relationships or wanting to get into relationships. I think this stuff, your channel needs to be shared. PDFs need to be put together. Rational Male needs to be rewritten. Evolution taken out. You know, obviously replaced with giving the right to Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. But I mean, I think what you guys do, we need to find a platform how you can cater more. You know what I'm saying? Because these guys run into these relationships. This guy, I know he got he's in his mid 40s. He's an engineer. His wife, younger, obviously, walking all over him. Went to a hookah bar last night. You know what I mean? And
She
the
didn't go to
first
no hookah bar. Did he actually drop her off and like stay outside?
listen, that's what I said. I told the dude that told me. I said she's getting some side D, and that's how that's happening. And then the guy told me even further that the man be cooking dinner. Then she come
What?
home. He got dinner on the table. You know what I mean? Like, look at this.
Oh my God! Sorry
You know.
that you gave me an aneurysm, bro. Come on, man.
That's what it is. And because I red pilled him as I was training him, and then he spilled the beans with his marriage, then his brother's marriage. Now everyone that he's talking to is like, he sees it now. Like, you see it, you can't unsee it. And from my part over here, I'm like, man, there's all these brothers' marriages is wrecked. Wrecked.
We got multiple things going on in the Muslim community, though, man. That's the issue. It's like
Mm,
the moment you start talking about like learn anything, you're like, it's not from the deen. People try and shut you down when you try and learn anything that's not related to the religion, and
right.
anything that gives you any sort of like upper hand against women. And we're not even talking about. I mean, we're of course talking about game.
Mm,
It doesn't level the playing field. It puts it in you take the ball, the court, the field, whatever, the other player's team, you take it all as yours.
mm,
But anything that gives you an upper hand against women in the 21st century is like frowned upon. And Muslims, man, have like really gone hard on this.
wow.
But what they fail to see is that when you learn this stuff, your girl is happy. She
Mm-hmm.
is happy.
Yep.
It's not happy wife, happy life. It's happy man, happy wife. You know?
Correct.
But cats, they don't want to hear you tell them that. And it's like they just got on a whole, oh, we need to be abashed and ashamed because, Islam's got a reputation that we're bad to women and this, that, the other, and blah, blah, blah. And now the religion has gone from a religion of worshiping Allah to a religion of, how good are you to your woman?
Mm. Yep. And a guy asked me, he was definitely having problems the last 7 years. Wife telling him everything, and he started making saying, "Oh, well, she does this because this, she does this because that." And I said, "No, she is exhibiting the symptoms of every other woman, claiming she's going to leave you. Dread game, classic. Reminding you that you've done nothing for her on the same floor and under the same roof that you providing for her." I said, "This is classic. She's just shaming you now. Her solipsism doesn't allow her to see anything that you do for her." I said, "Listen, bro, the point of red pill is not to hate women. It's so that you don't hate them for things that they can't control anyways, because that's the way they're going to be." So he asked me, he said, and it sort of blew his mind. I don't think he expected to see results this fast. He said, "When should I begin to see results?" I said, "Once you can identify the shit test and you can pass it, you will see it immediately."
Yeah.
And he didn't realize. He said, "Are you kidding me?" I said, "No, this is how it is, because this is her biology. Once you pass the shit test, she's going to calm down for a little bit."
Yeah. And it's just this funny thing, man. You said multiple points here is very important. You know, First thing is like, man, I don't know why dudes are taking like crap off of women who are stay-at-home wives and mothers. He got you living the life of like a 5-year-old. You're at home and you ain't doing nothing but like eating and pooping in the dang. You know what I'm saying? You get to stay at home like a kid. You better chill out, man. That's the first thing. I don't know why dudes tell me, oh, she's gonna be mad. Okay, so what? She gonna be mad. So what? What now? What's she gonna do? She gonna start paying the rent? What? What?
Right.
That's how you roll in your house. Like, what are you gonna do? You will kick me out of my house, and if you do, guess what? I ain't gonna pay the rent. I won't work. I'll go live under a bridge. I'm a guy. I'll buy a tent. I don't care what the police say. I don't care what the court says. I'll get a tent and live next to a river with a little charcoal filter and drink water. Good luck with that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Next, I don't. Guys got to also understand that when you like come across this red pill information and you're dealing with a long-standing relationship, it's nice if you can see immediate results. But it's the beauty of like Islam, man, because you can get like parallels and everything. It's like there's the hadith that talks about the sins being like the small twigs, and then they pile up until on a fire until it comes to a big, huge, roaring fire. I don't know if you ever made a fire. I'd be making fires outside. I got these little sticks that I get at work. You pile them suckers up, and next thing you know, man, it's like your eyebrows are burned off and stuff, man. So it's the same thing with these like these relationships. All of these like I like to call it, they like to transgress on your territory in terms of congruence test. and they like do these little tests left and right. And you, as a guy, you're not paying attention, man, because you're not expecting a challenge from your girl. You're just like, yeah, okay, baby, whatever. But she's like shit testing the crap out of you left and right, back to back to back to back every day. And every day you're losing ground, and you don't realize it until one day it's like, boom. And then that's when guys always talking about, I never saw it coming. Dude, you've been piling up sticks for like a year straight. And then
Good point.
lit that sucker. You poured the gasoline on it yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like in the same sense, when you start learning this stuff, you breaking down the pile. You know what I'm saying? You got to pull them twigs off of there. You think you can pull down a year's worth of twigs, 5 years worth of twigs, 2 years worth of twigs in like an afternoon of reading like some red pill material?
Right. Right.
Happen, man.
Like what you said to me, which you said to me, which was incredible. You said you didn't get to where you're at overnight, so
That's
it's
it.
not going to change overnight.
That's it. Yeah. All right. Well, I just want to introduce you, man. I mean, your phone's about to die. You say, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I'm good now. I got it all worked out.
Oh, you still good? You want to chill a little bit more? How long we been on here?
I don't even know. You got to check the time. I don't want to bore the individual's ears.
Hey, is anybody in the chat got a question? I see we got a little battle going on. Dudes battling it out. What y'all arguing about here?
Yeah, what's going on? Bring it to the forefront. I like arguments. I like fist fights and all that. What's going on?
Are they talking about like monasticism? They arguing back and forth about monasticism. He said the irony levels are rising. Yeah, man. But yeah, that's just something guys need to know. It's like you didn't get into your condition, overnight. Even when we look at it from like just a standpoint of a single individual, who's not even in a relationship. The beta program on a societal level has been happening to you since you like understand words. So
True that.
programming, all that stuff. How long you think it's gonna take? You've been learning stuff since you was a kid. It's not something that you're gonna unlearn, and to become this new person overnight. And I made a video for a homie in London about this, and he's talking about game and this, that, the other. And I'm like, stop trying to like, let me not say just be yourself, because we know that doesn't work.
Right.
He's obviously haven't been getting results with being yourself. But work with the positives and the pros of your personality that you have now and just downplay the cons. Like for me, cocky funny was always a thing. I've always been confident. I've always been cocky. I've always been like jokester and whatnot. So I just played that up. And anything else that I had negative, I just played it down. Eventually, the negatives, they're still there, but they're like so negligible in my personality now. Genji says game is beta. I'm sorry. Oh, Genji, you got to explain this while I'm breaking this down. Genji, please drop your opinion why game is beta. I got to hear this one. What this is, I got to hear this. Please drop it in the comment section. I'm going to keep on finishing here. So when you are developing this new personality, if you're a serious guy, you shouldn't be trying to make yourself like a funny guy. Play that mysterious, dark and mysterious, character or whatever else. If you're a funny guy, don't try and be serious. Be funny, but add in there some sarcasm, whatnot. Learn timing so that people can take you seriously. You know what I mean? If you're analytical and intelligent, don't play the goofy funny game. It's not going to work for you. You're going to make stupid jokes that don't make sense, even though you're a smart guy, because your jokes are going to be so smart that they're going to be stupid. You know what I mean? Because people will be like, what the hell is this dude talking about? You know what I mean? And vice versa.
Hey, the thing is, you don't want to operate outside of your arena. You know what I mean? If you're not funny, don't do the funny thing. If you're stoic and you're quiet, do that even better. Just maximize your pros and minimize your cons. That's all you can do as an individual. And I'm earnestly awaiting what this guy's gonna say about game being beta. Please hit me.
True beta is a GK saying the true beta is a real man who was unable to defeat an alpha, but he would never be under a woman. That's true. Come on, Genji, man. What you talking about? Game is beta. Let's hear this, man. You got to type this, man. Come on, man. Genji, you make a crazy statement like that.
Yo, straight up. I think maybe he misspoke. I think, giving game to betas empowers them, but it doesn't kill that beta. You understand what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I can't see that game is beta. No, game gives beta options And alpha game is usually innate, and that's the cocky funny, that's the agree and amplify, that's just what they do.
Yeah.
Emotionally removed and just gonna whatever you say. Like on a construction site, I always use the example. Guys making fun of each other all day. That's part of game. And the guy that gets emotional and the guy that can't respond, he's the guy that you don't have any respect for, really.
I mean, Genji. Let's give a parallel here for what you're saying. We're in a tribe of hunters. I, Abuamerican, invent the gun. And then now I'm hunting lions and tigers and bears while you chasing deer. And you say, guns are beta.
Very good, brother. Very good.
Taking game from another dude with another swagger and another experience is weak. Yeah, but Genji, did you just listen to what I said? I said, don't try and be someone else. I just said, I just did a whole spiel and talk. Bring up the pros of who you are as an individual and downplay the cons. Literally, do not try and be somebody you're not. I literally just said that. But if you are not having results, if you're not getting results with women the way that you want, the results that you want, you got to change something, man. I mean, just think about what you're saying here, man. I mean, if you're saying, well, I shouldn't have to change, I don't know if that's what you're saying, then you're saying women have to change. So does that make women beta? I don't know. What does that make women then? You got to help me out here, man. Break down the logic for me, bro, because it's like,
here's I think it goes back to what's the origin of game. The origin of game came about and exposed women for who they truly are. I don't think it makes you a beta to learn it. I think it's as necessary as reading The Rational Male. I think you need to understand the game, understand how to get your woman in check. I don't think that makes you beta. I think that just even the playing field where now you can take your ball and your bat and you can flip it and you can go home.
well, it's obviously not beta. It may not be ideal for him, or some individuals, but it's definitely not beta. Because this is something I was making in the MGTOW videos, and this is the point I was making in the MGTOW videos. The reproductive market has changed. I was talking about this earlier in this video, actually, and it's like the things that were attractive in alpha back then, the success markers for reproduction no longer exist. That environment is gone. And I even said, go watch that TED Talk by Eddie Obeng. You got to watch that. He explains it perfectly without even talking about it. There was a time when things changed and nobody noticed it. And all the benefits of turbulent are gone when you have a lamina environment. What lamina is like when water runs smoothly. And what turbulent is when water is turbulent. And the benefits of lamina are not the same as the benefits of turbulent. So we're in turbulent times, but everybody wants and is pining for lamina. And it's not there anymore, man. It's more of a sign of being alpha to learn game, because that means you have the capability and the capacity as a man to adapt with your environment. How is it? I mean, you got to think about this. We're talking about the reproductive environment. Let's just translate this to a different environment. Society collapses. Let's hope it doesn't. Would it be alpha or beta to be able to survive in a societal collapse, in an apocalyptic environment? Is it alpha or beta to survive? It's alpha, obviously. And when we look at the reproductive market of today, it is apocalyptic for men. Women, it's ideal. For men, it's apocalyptic. Now we've got like the Mad Maxes going out slaying poon, and we got the guys who are on the sidelines grabbing this and that wherever they can, the Mad Maxes. And you got the guys who are like hiding behind the walls, being attacked by the Mad Max crazy dudes. You know what I'm saying? Where are you going to be in the new sexual market? Is it ideal? No. Everyone agrees that the current sexual market is not ideal for men. But are we men or not? Do we ride and do we learn? Do we adapt? Do we adjust? Or do we just go and hide in the corner? Oh my God, someone took my toy. Come on, Genji, man. You gotta help me out, bro.
Are we doing all that just like you said? And this sums it up perfectly, going back to it. Are we doing all that, what you just said, and adapting? Or are we going our own way? I had to throw that in there.
We doing it our way, man. We doing it our way, baby. We are the Mad Maxes of the reproductive apocalyptic environment.
Yeah, you gotta know that's the thing. The thing is, you have no choice but to adapt. And like Rolo said, you have your achievements because you are alpha. So if you're going to prosper and thrive and achieve in a volatile sexual marketplace, then you got to learn tactics so for your survival. Because I'm not going my own way like a MGTOW. I'm still going after women. So I have to learn how to even the playing field and for me. And if that takes game, that takes game. Me personally, I don't really do the game thing too much because like Abuamerican, I'm cocky, funny, and I've always been a jerk, and that comes very simple to me. It's hard for me to, hug a woman. I don't really hug my mom and kiss my mom. I just never been that way. So if I tried to switch it up now and be a lovey-dovey type, I'll flip the world on his shoulders. People wouldn't even know me anymore. So do what you do best, do that better. And what you don't do good, don't even do it. You really ain't funny. Don't try to be funny. You look like an idiot.
Yeah. So Genji says, laugh my ass off. I agree, but it's artificial as hell or not to play the game. So PUA. Look, when you say artificial as hell, this is why I keep telling you guys, man. I make the adjustments to the character, but make them you.
Right. Make them you.
I'm to believe it or not, the difference between me 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and now isn't that significant. I've only changed my personality slightly. I've gotten rid of the blue pill ideas. I even still have some. I mean, no, I don't think anyone's going to be totally alpha, totally like, red pill. I don't think that exists. You're going to be like a unicorn, right? It doesn't exist. But the vast majority of my negative attributes I've gotten rid of. But I'm still the same character. People I've talked to back then, they haven't said, oh, Abuamerican, you're such a different guy. You're totally different, whatever. The women don't say that either, But I have gotten rid of those blue pill ideologies. You see what I'm saying? So we're not talking about artificial here. We're not talking about like a temporary mask that you put on to get what you want and then bounce. And that's what you're talking about with PUA. So now we're going to go, Genji, into your PUA part. Now, I'm a Muslim, and I've made this crystal clear multiple times throughout my channel over the years that I've had my channel. That means I can't be out banging women haram. That means that if I'm going to be dealing with women, it's going to be from the standpoint of a relationship. I have to Islamically be married. Not legally, but Islamically. We know in the UK that's a problem, but whatever. That's a different conversation. So for me, PUA, that's like a Band-Aid, man. That's not something that that works for me. You see what I'm saying? I need like a full fix-up, man. I need to go to the doctor, get healed up, and be in the game full time so I can be out Mad Maxing it, homie. So this is something you have to internalize, man. It has to be you. It doesn't have to be. I met some PUA guys in London, because I used to hang out with some Roosh V group guys. And one guy even told me, he's like, everything that I do here is a show. He's like, I'm very insecure about myself, whatever, but I know what to say to a woman to get her in bed. He's like, but once that's over, I turn back into this guy and I don't know what to do and I panic. He told me that, man. As a total stranger, man. He came and he flew in from the US and I was just like, wow, that like really shocked me and surprised me. So, because he was killing it with getting numbers and this, that, the other, and approaching ladies on the street. And I was like, man, look at this guy work. And then he just came up and he was like, yo, man, it's like, I don't know. There was just something in his eyes that changed at that moment. The Abuamerican I am at that time was the same Abu. There's no like doubt or whatever about self in there. You got to internalize this, man. GK says, Abu, most of those dudes would jump into the very first vag that allowed them. MGTOW is just an emotional coping mechanism and movement. I agree, man. I agree. But GK, me and you agree all the time, man. It's like, yeah, I agree. So Genji, man, what you talking about, man? We're talking about two totally different things, man. You talking short game, I'm talking long game, man. So yeah. Genji, man. See the Mad Max. Yeah, man. We're on here. 58 minutes, almost an hour. We're gonna call it in a bit. But yeah, man. I don't know. What else you got, man?
I got nothing.
You got nothing?
I mean, my head's still spinning, but we covered a lot of topics.
Yeah, my man Hodges ain't got nothing, but that's something.
Yeah, he left me speechless. That doesn't happen too often. I usually talk too much, but that one got my head spinning real quick.
Oh, you
You
mean
know,
Genji?
yeah. Genji, yeah. That I mean, I just think, like you touched upon it. I just, one that was a wonderful explanation. Just, I mean, it's whether or not you want to adapt or not. And like one guy I know, he claimed, learning game. He's like, it's phony. It's like I'm lying to my woman, and I actually stopped talking to him. So I didn't understand the whole. I feel. What did he say? I feel. You know, I don't feel authentic. I don't feel like it's me. I feel like I'm pulling the wool over her eyes. And damn right, you should. She's been pulling the wool over your eyes for 15 years, player. It's about time. You know. But I mean, I get where it comes from, because I think where that guy's coming from, the one I'm talking about, I think where that's coming from is still the woman being the mental point of origin and her feelings mattering
Yeah.
and how she feels about things. And I think that's the problem. Like talking to that guy I'm training, I said, listen, you have to make yourself the mental point of origin. That's imperative, because nothing else matters. Your wife doesn't matter. The kids don't matter if you're not doing everything to the best of your ability for you to provide that safe circle net where your family, they always going to rebel against you anyways, but you have to still provide that, because that your mission is not them, your mission is you, and they're going to benefit from you making yourself your mission. You know what I'm saying? And I just think
Indeed.
that's really hard for guys to internalize, especially think about it, like 40 years, 30 years of conditioning where everybody else matters except you, because the man is disposable and you can get thrown away like a dirty diaper in a hamper at the drop of a dime. And I think it's really hard to break that conditioning. And me, when I talk to guys, I think that's the hardest thing that I see, which is trying to get a guy to have him internalize, like, yo, you matter. You matter, bro. Nobody else matters. Like think about the stuff that some of these guys tell me that their women say to them, you know, that you're nothing. I could do this all without you. You don't mean nothing to me. You're a piece of crap. I could have done better. And one woman, a guy told me that his wife said that to him. I said, listen, because she feels that she made a bad decision by getting you. I said, it ain't never gonna work. It ain't never. If she thinks she made a bad decision, that's a bad decision for her. Her hypergamy. Then she ain't never gonna respect you, player. She ain't never gonna
Yeah.
respect.
No, sometimes you just got throwing the towel on these men. But I was saying that earlier, man. Remember I was saying that? I was like, imagine how long it's going to take you to reprogram yourself if you've been programmed since the moment you could understand words.
Right, right.
This is fact. GK says many of these more stuff is insanity, like killing off females. Yeah, that's just crazy, man.
Mm.
That's just madness. Dude's talking about killing off females. How do you even come to that conclusion? Logically, how do you even come to that position?
Yeah, and how would you even be so emotionally invested to want to kill a woman? Who
I don't
cares?
even understand that, man. But see, that's them psycho simps, man. That's them psycho simps. And that's what women have to look out for.
Mm,
Even more so than the PUAs, they got to look out for psycho simps, the so called good guys,
right.
because he gets so deeply invested that he can't imagine life without her. So what's he
Mm,
going to do? He's going to kill her so nobody else can have her. And he's going to, maybe kill himself, maybe not. Who knows?
wow.
Yeah. And an honest assassin says it seems the people who aren't on the religion aren't on relationships or the long game either. Yeah, what's their incentive? You know? What's their incentive? Genji, adapt to bogusness. Genji, man, come on, bro. We're men here. Can we please speak logically and analytically here? When has an environment ever been ideal for men in general? Let's leave the sexual market. We're not going to leave the sexual market, but let's just talk about any environment for men in general. The burden of performance has and will always be upon men. We are the builders and maintainers of everything, societies, the relationships. It's founded upon us and our ability to keep them attracted. You don't have to like it. That's just the reality, man. That the reality is women do hold a considerable degree of power, even in an absolute patriarchy in any society they're in. It's a simple fact. You don't have to like it. Whether you like it or not is a different conversation. But the reality is, even in the most patriarchal society, women hold a very strong and powerful position because they are the carriers of the next generation.
Mm. More valuable.
Yes. Now, do we need to dictate the direction that the society goes? Absolutely, that we do need to do as men. But the reality is that a lot of societies are built upon the concept of protecting women and children. You don't have to like that, man. No excuses. BS. What? How, why is it BS? Explain it to me, man. In terms of BS, what makes it BS? How is it supposed to work otherwise? I need concepts. I need ideas here. You know what I mean? We say it, and it's true. The sexual market of today is apocalyptic. It's insane. It's out of control. It doesn't make any sense. It's flipped on its head. But what are you going to do? Oh, it's bogus and it's BS. Okay, so now what? You going to go cry in a corner and with your winky in your hand? What's the solution?
So Genji, what is he? Is he former MGTOW, influenced by
I have
MGTOW?
no idea if he's Muslim, if he's MGTOW. I have no idea
Yeah,
what he is.
I'm starting to sense a little bit of it. This this negative nature of him not feeling what he has to do to level the playing field. So it
You
seems
know
like
what it is?
if you're not willing to do that, then what are we doing? If he's not willing to do it, then what's the outcome? There's always an end game in sight. What's the end game, Genji?
Nah, you
If
know what it
we
is,
don't,
man? It's sexual marketplace. It's SMP nihilism. That's what it is. It's nihilism, man. That's all it is.
mm-hmm.
Because here he goes again. Look, Genji, man, I'm gonna start going in on you, bro. Look, the bogus environment and some dudes ain't dealing with it. What's that mean,
So
man?
he's going his own way. That's what he's
You
going
just
his own
got
way.
problems, but you don't have solutions. The solution to you is level the field. How are you gonna level the field, man? The field is never level. The field is never level. In any aspect of life that you go into, period, the field is never level. Why do you think it's going to be level when it comes down to relationships with women?
Right.
If you and I go into the gym and we have a competition on lifting, one of us is going to come out on top. Now, I'm in the gym daily, lifting heavy daily, and I've been doing that for a long time. I tend to believe that I'm going to come out on top. It's not level, even though the weights are the same. But I, as a competitor, am not the same. Now, maybe you're light and you're fast or whatever else. We go out and we're going to go running. But I got a bad knee. Right now, I got a bum knee. So maybe you're going to be faster in that. So the field is never level. Whatever environment you enter into, the playing field is not level. And the relationship market is the same, even between men and women. The field isn't level. Make your own. How are you going to explain this to me, man? Come on. How are you going to make your own level? How are you going to make your own field?
How are you going to reinvent the ball?
You can't even go and be self-employed and make your own field because now you're in the competition of other businesses. There's nowhere in the world except the grave when you're dead and we're all worm food where the playing field is level. And even then, I might benefit the environment more because I might weigh more than you, so I'm more worm food and allow for more worms to feed off of me and reproduce off of me than you. It's never level. Come on, bro. This is the problem. Defeatism, surrender. This is part of the problem with MGTOW mentality. This is why I really stopped listening to MGTOW guys, because it's a defeatism type mentality that becomes pervasive in your personality. It's very easy to surrender to that, man. You can't reinvent the wheel. Jesus Christ, that's my whole point. Yes, the wheel can't be reinvented. That's what I'm saying. But if your wheel is crooked, what you gonna do? You gonna stop rolling? Nah, get your backpack, start hiking, son. We in hiking moments. Then when you come to a workshop, build you a new wheel. But right now we're in hike times, bro, and your feet hurt and your legs are tired. I get it. But this whole level the field, this, that, the other. What you gonna do? You're in the mountains, bro. You gonna only walk downhill? What you gonna do? You gonna stay in the valley so you can't see the sun? Or you gonna climb the mountain and do the hard work now so that it's easier later when you get to the top? Leave that for the other people, man, who are upon weakness, man. Leave that stuff for them. The court say something else. Come on, man. You got an excuse for everything. Why is it? I made a video about this. Why is it that certain women take guys that they know are not the baby daddy of their kid and put him on papers, but they know who the baby daddy is? Why do they do that? It's not excuses, man. This is reality. We're talking reality right now. These aren't excuses. Give me your explanation. Come on, Genji. Man, work with me here. Why do women do that?
No. Listen. Let's get down to it. What is all this complaining, all this, all that. What
Yeah,
is that?
he just got complaints. He doesn't have any sort of
No, what
solutions.
I'm saying is, where's this all? What's it stemming from? What's the origin of all this? Because now, if we got an origin, then we got an end game. We got a solution. I don't understand. I don't understand what he's trying to say. I don't get what
You
he's
know what the
doing all this
origin is?
complaining. But what is the origin of his, his complaints? What are we even talking about?
No, I'm gonna gander a guess here, and I'm not trying to attack, man. I don't want to attack you, bro. That's not what I am. That's not my intention here. But Genji, I think you've been coming and you've been viewing the world from a position of weakness for so long that you can no longer view the world from a position of strength. That's my humble opinion, man. Because this is what I see from people who only see problems, from people who never have a solution. You're like a man who's against a wall, and if you were simply to stick out your hand to the right or left, you'd feel the doorways or the windows. But you just talking about problems and you're not talking about any solutions. I had problems, man. I had 3 wives. I was happy. I had a good paying job. One of them flipped out, made me lose my job. I was like homeless for a while, man, eating rotten eggs. I lived like a dog, man. But what did I do? I went on the internet and I was like, man, what went wrong? I was doing everything right. And I was doing everything right according to the gynocentric beta programming that I'd been given. I came across a red pill and I found, holy smokes, I did everything actually wrong. And I came to solutions. I live the life I want to live right now, man. It's not perfect. But are we people of strength? Are we men? Or are we going to sit back and complain? Because I only know women to sit back and complain. That's what I know.
Well, I think Rolo touches upon this, and maybe this is pertinent. Rolo talks about there's a time when a man gets zeroed out. Every man goes through that in his life. I don't know if Genji got zeroed out at one time, but the point is that, and it touches upon what you were talking about, adapting. Rolo called it reinvention. You can see what are you doing over there? What's going on?
Man,
Somebody
got
cooking
goofy
in,
people.
somebody cooking in the bedroom? What the hell is
I know, right, man?
Sorry.
So listen, so Rolo talks about this. You said, adaptation. Rolo talks about reinventing yourself. Every man at a point in his life is going to be zeroed out. You have a choice. You sit back, you complain, you get zeroed out, or you reinvent yourself. That's the only 2 options. So Genji, you reinvent yourself, and you can call it weak, learning game. That's a form of reinventing yourself, but you figure it out. Adapt or fall back, get zeroed out. Reinvent yourself or fall back and get zeroed out. It's as simple as that. Because the thing is this, you may not want to play the game, which is this world and the sexual marketplace, but the game's going to be playing without you. You either want to hop in, you want to get some playing time, or you don't want to play at all. Then that's fine. Then step back, but don't criticize the game and the players and the court and the stadium and the taxes that's paying for all that. Nah, step back, fall back, or come, hop in the stadium, hop in the stands. If you're good enough, hop on the bench. If you're good enough, get up in the game. If you're good enough, score a basket. If not, shut up.
That's exactly, man. That's my whole thing. That was my point, Genji, of making the environmental comparisons. It's like if we were in a true apocalypse, a societal apocalypse. You talking about I'm not gonna play the game. I'm not gonna go out and hunt food. And I'm gonna let the Raiders come in because the playing field's not level with the Raiders. Come on, man. You gotta. I mean, Gadget, if you think that's how it works, man, then knock yourself out, man. But I don't see you as a solution oriented person, and so that's why you only see problems. I found my solutions and it works for me. You know what I mean? But if you just want to like see problems, then maybe the red pill ain't something for you at all. I don't even know why you like follow red pill then, because it's like sounds like you got your program, man. That you not play and have people just leave you alone. I mean, okay, then why are you even in the red pill, sphere in terms of like viewing stuff in the manosphere? Gentlemen, whoever's watching and whoever watches this in the future, this is something you got to look out for, man. It's like you cannot nihilism take you over. You can't let it take over your personality. It's easy to see everything as negative, and there is a lot of negativity, but you can navigate anything that you put your mind towards. If that wasn't true, how did mankind come from wherever they say we were, the caves or wherever else, to like this right now, to where we like can talk to each other real time on the internet? Bro, just 100 years ago, this was unimaginable. There was a problem, there's a solution, and who figured it out? Mankind. This is a problem of our time. These are the problems of our time. So now you're going to either have those people who are working on solutions and they make the solutions for the next generation until this marketplace changes, or you're going to be one of them guys who is going to try and benefit from it later. But I mentioned this in the MGTOW video also. It's like those who are putting in the hard work now are going to reap the benefits of easy times because he's used to hard times. So when easy times come, what do you think he's going to do? He's still going to be them guys that you complain about. You're still going to complain about those guys scoring even better than you are right now because you're not used to the hard work, man. You're only doing metadata. Anyway, we got to move on, man. Genji, I can't spend all this time on you, bro. You know, it's like you've done ate up a lot of time, and you haven't really given me anything, man. You haven't given me anything to work with.
He got some free promotion. So I don't know if he got video.
Yeah, you got some free promotion. That's about
we
it.
might need to cut that out, about all that, charging for promotion time and all that. That was rough to deal with.
You know, but what you call it, man? GK mentioned something that was very like important, man. Like, you know, these more cats talking about like killing women. It's like I want to understand the logic and how you come to that position. You know, where is it? See, this is what I mean. It's incomprehensible to me to come to this idea and this concept and this position that would be a logical conclusion. It sounds like feminists when they say kill all men. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. You got any ideas, bro? Where does this come from?
It seems like it's imported from the whole feminist movement. You know, when before this feminists scream kill all men, when were men screaming kill all women? Seems imported to me. Taken, flipped, labels are flipped. Now it's kill all women. I don't like it. It stinks of feminism. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it.
Yeah, me either, man. Hold on, let me see if GK still watching. If you want to come on, I don't know if you want to get in here.
I got a split. Abuamerican.
You got split. All right, we're gonna call it then.
We're gonna call it. No, he can't get no free airtime on the Iron Beard Red Pill Media Show. He ain't even Red Pill.
All right. Well, anyway, like I said, introduce my man Hodge. We're gonna be doing a talk show with hopefully Nabil will be able to get on here. Nabil's got some keen insights into like monetizing, money making. Dude, like he calls himself the most expensive copywriter of Dubai. The man really knows his stuff. You know, Hodge got a real funny sense of humor, but he's like kind of I could tell you on edge today, man. He's like this new for you, new experience. You know, we had to break your Google Live Hangout virginity. So I know you all nervous, man.
No. To be honest with you, I'm actually very comfortable. I do public speaking. I train people, fix people's problems. I run. I'm the boss of the company. I got
no, I got to give my man props, man. He lit a fire under my rear to get a lot of stuff done, man. So, your brother Hodges, man. He's your man. He's your motivational type of guy. I'm telling you, this guy is the real deal when it comes down to motivating and getting people to take action, man. So,
the next goal is Genji. Genji got to contact me. We got to change him out. I like projects. He seems like a guy that's bombed out and depleted. We got to put him back together. We got
yeah, your sound's slipping on me, man. I'm like having a hard time hearing you. I got this raggedy style laptop thing going on here.
All right, man.
But yeah, thanks for watching the live stream. We're gonna try and get back on here. I definitely want to have GK, man. GK, you got to come on with us sometime, man. We're gonna try and do this more regularly, but man, I'm working like a dog lately. But GK, man, we're gonna get you up on here too, and we're gonna chop it up. We can come back with like a more structured type topic and whatnot. I just want to do an introduction and sort of chop it up and let you guys, get some real time stuff going on here. You good, man? You got anything you want to add?
Not good to go, brother.
All right. Well, this is your man Abuamerican and your man Hodges, brother Hodges. Catch me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all at Abuamerican. You can catch the new channel. I'll try and post a link in the comment section later on. I gotta dig it up again, man. I gotta log in and find it and all this stuff, and I'll put it down in the comment sections to the new channel that we started. Like I said, it's called what is it called? Ironbeard Media or Ironbeard RPM, Red Pill Media, and we're gonna be dropping it. So thanks everybody. Genji, man, straight up, bro. No hard feelings, man. Straight up. I ain't trying to drop on you, man, but got that nihilism, man. So anyway, that's it. We're out. And now I gotta figure out how to shut this thing off. I ain't done this in so long.